All right, everybody. It's Law and Disorder time.
Finally.
Coming at you from the local game store here in Richardson, Texas. Allow you guys to take a look at that. Bam, look at that. You can see what is going on at the local game store now. What is going on tonight anyways? It is Force of Will, Magic the Gathering Commander. And there's that other one that we can't ever read. Vanguard. And then Super Smash Bros.
Super Smash.
So, yeah, local game store. Law and Disorder.
To your magic, switch it back to us.
Yeah, let's check this out. Bam! Like, we're just having fun now with this stuff. So for those of you that are watching, you're like, what is going on with these guys? They got high tech all of a sudden. Like,
We got some new toys.
they're super excited to see all that.
Sergio was such a wreck earlier. He was so nervous about starting this, y'all. You have no idea.
I can't even hear myself, so are we... Can you hear us?
Let's look.
I don't even know if I can hear us. Okay, so you hear us. I don't hear us. Okay, whatever. It works.
See how nervous he is.
I know. So anyways, we're here. Thank you to our sponsors. Obviously, the local game store.
Obviously.
Young Ideas Dish. You
Yes.
see their information down there at the very bottom for your Dish Network needs. They have stepped up big time. All this little fanciness that we got going on right now is courtesy of them. So thank you so much, guys, for being a part of this. And our other sponsors, Ace Remodeling and Texas Soundworks.
And East Texas Championship Wrestling.
Yes. I can't wait to use this for wrestling.
Oh, yeah. This is going to be...
This is going to be awesome.
Yes.
For
'Cause
wrestling?
we can just set up another camera and switch to it whenever we want. Oh, man. It's going to be awesome.
We're going to have multi-camera angles, and we're going to have wrestlers, and we're going to have like near-death experiences. I'm super excited.
I think when that happens, you should let me control the tech board because I actually did that in college.
Ah, okay.
I have experience.
You have experience with the tech board. Mm-hmm. So
Being a tech director is kind of a stressful, difficult job.
I know. I'm doing it right now. Do you not see that I'm...
No. You are doing a great job. But when you're doing like TV studio production, it's not just,
Hey.
3 cameras. It's too much.
Hey, I am doing studio production here.
You're
Now,
doing a great job.
What I am learning is that when I move, I like make the little tripod thing move. So
Also, don't bang the table.
we got to work on that. Yeah.
Or we'll just get another tripod.
Like my phone is like near death right now. It's just
No, it's not.
on the edge.
It's not gonna fall.
It's on the edge. It might fall. It may fall. But yeah, it's fun. Look, we're just playing with it. Check it out.
Like he's just making it change by magic. But I think there's sort of more of a delay on the internet.
You know,
There,
no.
It's gonna change. Give a second.
Well, it's not a delay on the internet. I mean, they can hear us. Look at this. Man.
No, I know. It's just a delay for us.
It is a
Doesn't
delay
make
for
sense to you guys, but we see a
For
delay.
us, we're like, oh my God, there's a delay. No,
Oh my God, it's broken.
it's not broken.
The
And
internet's
I figured
down.
out what was wrong. Why I couldn't hear anything.
Oh.
See, we work fine. We sound fine. We're beautiful. So, okay, tonight we are bringing back Kate's movie review.
Kate's movie
I'm
reviews,
super excited
everybody.
for this.
For those of you who don't know me, there are a lot of movies I have not seen.
Nobody knows.
You name it, I probably haven't seen it. Especially if it's like a cult classic or like a movie that everyone has to see in their life. I probably have not seen it.
Okay, I don't know if I would consider this either of those. I'm not sure. I don't know.
But it has a classic actor in it who I'd never seen before.
Yes, and like I said, to preface this, I don't know if it's a cult classic, and I don't know if it's one that everybody's seen, but I thought it was a good portrayal of this actor's work. I thought it was a good way to see, like, if this is your first experience with this actor, you get to see what he's about in his full element. And I'm excited to hear. I'm a little anxious to hear your review on this.
So the movie I watched for this episode of Kate's movie
Let's tell
review.
them about the actor first.
I can't. Do I say the actor first or the name of the movie?
I think we
first?
should say the actor first.
Okay. So I saw a movie with the actor, the one and only Chuck Norris.
Chuck effing Norris.
It might come as a surprise to you guys, but I've never seen a movie or a TV show or any media with Chuck Norris in it, other than like a commercial, I think, one time.
Other than memes.
Or memes or references that people say. But I've never seen a Chuck Norris movie. And I was like, okay, is it because he's good looking? I don't understand.
It's like the reference where they say Chuck Norris's tears cure cancer. Too bad Chuck Norris never cries.
I guess I've never heard that.
You've never heard
No.
You've never heard that or seen that meme?
No.
Oh yeah, it's something like when Chuck Norris does a push-up, the earth moves or something. Oh, there's all these Chuck Norris things.
Huh.
Well, okay, Chuck Norris, the actor, the legend, still with us. He's like 70-something years old.
Yeah,
Maybe
he's still
pushing 80.
kicking. He's still kicking.
So, what movie did we watch, Miss Kate?
So I watched Lone Wolf McQuade.
I love it. I love it. Just the title just sounds
And
like
so
a...
just the title, I was like, at first I thought the movie was about a wolf. Or he had a pet wolf named McQuade. I was like, who names their pet wolf McQuade?
thought he had a wolf.
But
You thought it was like Dances with Wolves?
I didn't know. I really didn't know what to expect going into it. Guys, I'd never seen a Chuck Norris movie. I figured there'd be some punching, but I really didn't know. And it had the name Wolf in it, and I'm like, oh, he has a pet wolf. Cool. So...
No, Chuck Norris, he's a lone wolf. Like, you've never heard the phrase, like, I'm a lone wolf?
I figured that out after about 6 seconds, so.
Okay.
But, so, I watched it. It's on Amazon Prime, in case anyone wants to go watch it right now. If you have Amazon Prime, it's there. The first scene, if you haven't seen the movie like me, starts out kind of like in the desert. And I guess these bandits, I'll call them, are trying to, like, illegally herd in some wild horses that they can, sell later. And the Texas State Police sneak up on them to try to stop the illegal herding. And then Chuck Norris is, like, up here on this hill, just, watching everybody through his scope on his rifle. And I'm like, is that why he's the lone wolf? Instead of joining the fight, he just sits up there and shoots from afar.
He just does what he wants to do. He
Okay. Yeah, and I get that. It just started the movie.
Okay.
I don't know yet.
Okay.
But those Texas State Police that were just going to walk up and try to, stop the illegal herding, I'm like, those guys are stupid. They going to get dead. They going to get shot. You think you're going to stop those guys? Those guys don't care. Do you think they care about the police?
Corruption
Where are your bulletproof vests? Where's your armor and all your other weapons? They each just had like a handgun. I was like, mm-mm.
And back then they all had like 6-shooters, didn't they?
Yeah.
They all just run around little 6-shooters.
From the beginning, I was like, this is not going to go down well. And it did not. They killed the chief of police. Or the sheriff, or whoever that was.
It's a state police. I don't know what he is. Is he the chief?
He was like the head. I don't remember if he was the chief of the police or the sheriff. But he got shot. He did. And then they see, Lone Wolf McQuade's up there. He shoots their cars and blows them up. And then they're like, oh my God, there's McQuade. Shoot him. And so they try to shoot him with an automatic rifle. And instead of him like ducking down, he's not scared because the bullets just hit the ground like underneath him. I was like, how did he know he wasn't going to get hit? I guess he was just betting on it that, they were a really bad shot, which they were.
They really were. And yeah, he's just like, haha, you can't shoot me. Superman ain't got nothing on me.
So they bring him down because, there's 6 guys to one of him. And just when you think like they're going to shoot him, he just breaks out in like kick butt mode, karate mode, and just hits everybody and is able.
He starts like roundhousing him, and
I guess I don't know. I don't want to call it like kung fu. He wasn't doing martial arts necessarily, but it wasn't just like sloppy punches. It was kind of like a mix of the two.
My favorite Chuck Norris. Well, one of my favorite moves when he does like that backhand, like the super bitch slap, like it's like a really manly bitch slap he does. He does that in a lot of his movies.
I think I saw him do that. Because he would punch, and then he'd bring his arm back and punch again.
He does that in a lot of his movies.
It's cool.
Yeah, he does like this angry bitch slap where it's just like he throws it all the weight in there.
Yep. Okay, so that scene happens. He gets away. He gets the guy, arrests him, goes back to his office, and I guess the head of police there, whoever, is like, you need a partner. You're getting a partner. And he's like, no, I'm Lone Wolf McQuade. I work with nobody. I was like, oh, who didn't see this coming? So he gets a partner, and his partner was one of the original police officers trying to stop the illegal herding at the beginning of the movie.
He was in awe of him, wasn't he?
Yeah, no. He was like big fan, like, oh my God, I'm working with my hero. And this is a police officer. Okay, I have to ask, what's the difference between a police officer and a Texas, like a ranger? 'Cause that's what the Lone Wolf was.
I think a ranger has
Do they have jurisdiction
over
over
the whole state.
Okay, so they can work anywhere.
They can work anywhere. Now, I don't know what the difference is between a state police and a Texas Ranger, or if the Texas Ranger is our state police. I think they're our state police.
Yeah, because they can work in any county.
I think it's like a fancy name for state police, and a baseball team, by the way.
Great baseball team. Okay, so I'm not too impressed with the movie so far. It had one good fight scene, but I didn't know what to expect yet. So he gets his partner, and he's all PO'd about it. And then we meet his family. So he has a teenage daughter. It's like, oh, cute, blah, blah, blah. And then we meet the mom of the teenage daughter, and this is where I got confused. Was the mom and Lone Wolf divorced?
It's like...
Or were they just two friends who got together, accidentally had a kid, didn't want to get married, but they're still friends and co-parents?
They had like it's complicated relationship, right?
See, I got the feeling, okay, here's what I got, because I didn't look it up. Maybe I can look it up. But I feel like they were in love. Maybe they were married. They had their daughter. But, Lone Wolf McQuade, he's got to do his duty. He kept picking the job and then the chaos over her. So she's like, I love you, and I'm so glad you're doing this, but I need a man who puts me first, so we're going to get divorced. I think that's what happened.
I think that's what happened because this movie was made, I think, in the late 70s, early 80s.
Early 80s, I think.
And back then it was frowned upon to just have, like, a baby mama. I think back then you had to... I think technically back then you had a baby mama. Like, technically you were married just because you had a kid, and then you got divorced. But really it was just everybody's way of saying they're divorced. But in reality, it's like...
They didn't really want to get married. They did it for the stigma.
They got married, but now you can say they're divorced.
Because they were, like, so nice to each other and friendly, and they acted like they were married. I'm like, huh? But then they weren't, because he got a girlfriend. Anyway, so that's his daughter, his wife, and then he meets the love interest.
Mm-hmm.
I did not like this love interest.
No?
No. Okay, I don't remember her name. What was her name?
I don't ask. I don't remember.
She didn't put a big enough of an impression on me for me to care to remember her name.
Fair enough.
And then she was dating this other guy. This guy. I didn't like him. But her boyfriend at the beginning of the movie is like Lone Wolf McQuade's like nemesis in the movie. Like the one guy he needs to take down.
Well, that wasn't it David Carradine?
I don't remember his name.
No, I gotta look it
The
up.
actor's name? I don't know.
Let's
look it up.
I think it was David Carradine.
The martial arts guy.
Yeah, the kung fu guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was David Carradine.
Okay, David Carradine is Chuck Norris's like nemesis in the movie. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And Chuck Norris meets the somewhat so-called then girlfriend of David Carradine, and she like helps his daughter out. Blah blah blah. And I guess within 36 to 48 hours, they're in love.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
But I'm like, did people move that fast in the 80s?
You fall in love from tragedy,
What tragedy happened?
I don't know, like when you have like adversity, you fall in love. I don't know.
No. There was no tragedy. There was no adversity. Okay, I don't know. I think she was older, lonely. He was older, lonely, and they're like, why not? That's what I think.
He was older and lonely.
He was older and lonely.
She's like,
even though he's the lone wolf, which is ironic.
Yeah, you know what? No, maybe she's like, oh, he's like mysterious. I can change him.
You know what she probably said?
I can change him.
You know what she probably said? Oh, he's so hairy. I have to have him.
He's like a big wolf.
You guys, if I had known we were using equipment, next time I'll have a picture. But Chuck Norris is so hairy. It's like a fur coat on his chest. Like I saw it, and I was like, "Where's the skin?" It's like it's like worse than Sergio's face. Like that to me, that grosses me out. I can't. And I know I'm one to talk. Sitting here with all this hair right here, and I get it. But like hair on your head is like normal. Everyone has hair on their head. Hair that's like
on your face,
on your arms, and your legs, and your butt, and your chest. Like
okay, I don't know.
Too much is not normal.
I don't know if Chuck Norris has hair on his butt.
We'll never know.
You're the one talking about Chuck Norris.
We'll never know. But he was so hairy. They get together. Blah blah blah. What happens next?
They kidnap.
Oh my God, they kill his daughter's boyfriend.
Oh yeah, they killed him too.
They killed his daughter's boyfriend, Bobby. Bobby, you were so cute. R.I.P. You weren't in the movie long enough. Sorry you had to die. But they kill his daughter's boyfriend, and they almost kill her. So he's like, I have to go get David Carradine. He almost killed my daughter.
Well, no, don't they kidnap her?
Not then.
No,
That's
not
later.
then. Oh yeah, I forgot.
They push her down a hill in the car, but she survives because she's tough because she's Chuck Norris's daughter. So that happens. What happens next? So he tries to go after David Carradine. Long story short, because I don't remember some of the stuff that happened at this point. They almost killed Chuck Norris. They almost kill him.
Yeah.
They almost kill him.
I love how he gets himself out of it.
Yeah, so basically what happens is, like, they wound him. I think they shoot him. So he's shot. Or is he stabbed? He's shot.
I think he's shot.
He's shot. You know, it's kind of hard to overcome a gunshot. And they put him in his car.
Which is like it's a Bronco, I think. It's like a Ford Bronco.
Old school Bronco.
Supercharged.
He can drive super fast in it. And they push the car into, like, this big ditch and cover it with dirt as it's almost like a coffin, like a grave. But Chuck Norris ain't dead. Can't kill Chuck Norris. He's in that car. He's alive. He's not doing so hot, but he's alive. So he sits up, turns on the car because the car magically still turned on, even though it's in a ditch buried. And he turns on the turbocharge and he guns it.
No. You forgot the most important part.
What?
Because in this movie, Chuck Norris is kind of an alcoholic, and he's always drinking beer. Like on the job, he's always got a cooler of beer. Coors Original. He loves them Coors Banquets. So Chuck Norris is in the truck. And I guess he's like, oh, I'm in sand. Here, let me wake myself up. I'm gonna reach back here in the cooler. Hold on, I gotta switch cameras here. Switch cameras. Okay, I'm gonna reach back here in the cooler. I'm gonna open up my Coors Original. I'm gonna douse myself in it and drink the rest of it. And then I'm gonna turn on the truck.
That's the most important part.
And I'm gonna punch it. Yes, because he's an alcoholic. He couldn't just he was fueled by Coors Original. He was fueled by Coors Banquet beer.
I didn't know that was the movie about. I didn't think it was about him being an alcoholic.
Well, part of it was he was an alcoholic.
Oh, I didn't get that from the movie.
I think so.
He didn't drink enough for me to be an alcoholic.
Oh, he drank all the time. So then he has to get his and by the way, the kid, that guy that was like it was his hero, he was really sad when they buried him. He thought he was dead.
His partner.
Yeah, his partner.
That was his partner. Watch your partner die.
Yeah.
Sad.
He was pretty sad. So then, keep on. Now he's escaped.
So he drank because he's an alcoholic. Turns on the car underneath the dirt. Turns on the turbocharge, guns it, and he's able to drive out of this ditch because his car is so powerful.
He's able to. He's covered in. Is it dirt or sand? Isn't sand heavier?
It's dirt. They're in Texas. It's dirt. They're in El Paso. There's no sand over there.
That's true. That's true. It feels like sand. But yeah, he's covered under 10,000 pounds of dirt.
I wouldn't say 10,000 pounds, but the car is covered. It's not too deep though. So that's how he's able to drive out.
They should have done a shallow grave for Chuck
He
Norris.
drives out. He doesn't kill anybody when he gets out, but he's able to do. What happens?
Then he has to go. Then he beat some people up to get answers.
I don't know, but the bad guys run away.
They go to Mexico.
The bad guys run away, and so Chuck Norris is there wounded. Everyone's wounded. So they go home. They recuperate, bandage up. But Chuck Norris is so wounded that he goes to target practice the next day, and he can't shoot very well because he hurt his hand. It's turmoil in the movie. Chuck Norris can't beat Chuck Norris. He's hurt.
Yeah, but don't they kidnap her and take her to Mexico?
But then he finds out they kidnap his daughter and take her to Mexico.
Oh, I thought they had kidnapped his daughter when he was in the ditch.
No. Well, I don't know when she's kidnapped, but he finds out after that she was in the ditch.
Okay.
Or in Mexico. So that's when he's like, I don't care if I'm hurt. I have to go save her. She's my daughter. I have to save my daughter. So he goes to Mexico, which I know what you're thinking. Mexico, that's so far away. He's going to drive there because his car is still magically working. An old Bronco, still turning and burning.
Do you take that to a Jiffy Lube and you're like, hey, can you check my Bronco out? They're like, I got a little dirt in it last night.
Can you check the turbocharge?
Just make sure everything's, oil's good.
Yeah.
And then they just pop the hood and well, sir, you have You have like 30 pounds of dirt in here. What'd you do? Oh man, I just got, I got
buried
I
alive.
got put in a ditch alive,
It's regular Thursday.
Sir, your truck reeks of beer. Like, and back then it wasn't as frowned upon to have an open container.
Was it illegal?
Huh?
Was it even illegal back then?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know. I don't know the container laws of Texas.
I don't know the container laws back then in Texas.
Mm-mm.
So, here's Chuck Norris off to Mexico to rescue his kidnapped daughter. And I know what you're thinking, Mexico, that's so far. How's he supposed to drive there? Well, they're in El Paso. So, Mexico isn't...
It's like 10 minutes.
It's not that far.
Yeah.
It's not that far.
Like,
Yeah.
You see that little stream over there? Just drive over it.
And I love
Mexico.
in the movie they show him driving into Mexico, and it's literally this little booth, teeny tiny booth with like one guy. You can just drive into Mexico,
Yeah. that's
take
how
whatever you want in there. Here you go.
That's how it
Oh,
was
you got
back then.
make sure you got your passport. Okay, good. Bye. See you later.
There was no wall. There was probably not even a fence. It was
No
just
security. It was like one little gate. That was it. I was like, dang.
you have more security when you're trying to get into a parking garage than when you're trying to get into Mexico in
Yeah.
the 70s, 80s.
So, he gets into Mexico. He drives down to David
Carradine.
Carradine's hub where he's holding all the stuff. He's smuggling guns. That's what he's doing. He's smuggling guns and they're selling them to terrorists. That's how they make their money. So he goes down there and he's got his partner with him. He's got the head of the FBI with him.
Oh yeah, he
So
does.
it's the three guys and they have this plan. So Chuck Norris goes in, gets to his daughter, also his girlfriend or side chick. She's there too because David Carradine
They're like together, but they're not. Right?
still thinks that she's his girlfriend, even though she loves Chuck Norris. She doesn't want to be with David Carradine because he's a you know what.
He's an evil man.
So he took her too. But Chuck Norris gets there. He gets to his daughter and his side chick, and they try to escape. Of course, they're caught because there's security and guys everywhere with guns.
Yeah, there's
So-
only 3 of you.
Yeah. They're seen and they start trying to escape. And then that's when Chuck Norris's two partners are there behind the scenes hiding and they start shooting everybody and throwing grenades and causing a distraction so that they can escape. So they kill a bunch of guys with the grenades and they're shooting people. And then they kill everybody and then it's just Chuck Norris and David Carradine.
No, before that, what happened?
What?
Is this at the point where somebody dies?
No.
We're coming up to that. Okay.
Coming up to it. His daughter does get shot in the leg. Through all that gunfire, nobody in that trio got shot except for the daughter, and she got shot in the leg. So lucky her. So it's down to Chuck Norris and David Carradine. And so they're both pointing their guns at each other, and they're like, you know what? It's a man's fight, and men fight with their fists. So they throw their guns down, and they have a fist fight. And of course they're going to have a fist fight because it's a movie, and it's a Chuck Norris movie.
They're
So
gonna
he's
have
gotta fight
like,
him.
they're gonna have like just straight up ass kicking, just. And it's not like a street fight. It's like, I know, like I've got lethal weapon hands, and you got lethal weapon hands, and one of us isn't gonna walk out of here alive.
Now, it wasn't the best fight scene I've ever seen in a, I would say, I guess, more older movie, but it was entertaining that I watched it because I wanted to see Chuck Norris, who's more of like a standard, everyday, any guy can master kind of fighting, with David Carradine, who's supposed to be like a martial arts master.
Well, they're technically both martial arts masters, but different kinds of martial arts.
Oh, I didn't know
Yeah,
Chuck
David-
Norris was a martial arts master.
Yes, he knows martial arts.
Oh.
Yes.
He was wearing a bandana.
Well, because it's hot in El Paso.
Okay, here's what I don't understand either. So I was looking at what Chuck Norris was wearing, and throughout the whole movie, he only wears jeans. It's like 98, 99 degrees, and you're wearing jeans the whole time.
Well, he always wore jeans, and then didn't he have like a leather vest?
He was wearing a vest at the end, but through the rest of the movie, through 90% of the movie, he wears the same kind of shirt. He's wearing like this weird, like, two button-up shirt with like a big flap in the front. And he wore that style shirt throughout the whole movie.
That's actually their uniform, if I'm not mistaken. But he always wears it like unbuttoned.
Yeah, like one button was undone, so it would fall back onto his chest. But he wore that same shirt, and I couldn't tell if that was a uniform or not, but I was like, he's wearing the same kind of shirt.
I think it was.
I don't think he owns any other shirts.
I think it was their uniform, but
That makes more sense.
well, you know, like you were in band. Remember they had like the little jacket part, and like you could close it but not close it.
I never wore those. I was in color guard.
Okay. What about Star Trek? In the Star Trek movies, Captain Kirk.
I've never seen Star Trek.
Okay. In the Star Trek movies, Captain Kirk did the same thing. He'd always wear that thing open.
Okay.
But yeah, it's like it's supposed to like close up right here. It's got like buttons or a zipper or something. But for whatever reason, Chuck Norris is just like, no.
He's got to let his hairy chest show through. That's
Something.
it. You know, you got to air that out.
Something.
So Chuck Norris and David Carradine are fighting each other with their fists, man to man, and Chuck Norris is able to overcome Carradine. Now, here's what I don't get. Okay, I'm watching these two guys fight, and everybody else that's alive is on Chuck Norris's side, and I'm like, why isn't anybody stepping in to help them? Because they're fighting each other, and his partner is just standing there staring, like, oh my God, what's going
Because that's
on?
what
I
you
can't
do.
stop watching.
That's what you do in a man fight. The only time you jump in is if somebody tries to cheat. But for the most part, when men fight, it's a spoken rule that you're not going to jump in. You're gonna sit right there. Like if he had 2 or 3 boys on his side and Chuck Norris had his 2 or 3 boys, they're just kind of like keeping each other in check. And it's like, well, you're not going to jump in and I'm not going to jump in. But if you jump in, I'm jumping in. But nobody has to say anything. They all know. We already know.
Okay, so I'm not a man, and I don't know this rule.
Well, girls should have a similar rule when there's a fight. But I don't know many girls that have like gang fights.
We don't. We fight each other with our words.
Y'all are
So
very good at it too.
I don't understand man fights, and I guess the daughter in the movie doesn't understand this unspoken rule either, because she's the only one who goes up there. Mind you, she's shot in the leg. She's wounded. She goes up there and tries to like fight Carradine to save her dad. But she can't, you know, she's a wimp, she's a girl, whatever. And so he pushes her down, he hits her, gets her to the ground, and Chuck Norris sees that. He's like, you did not just hit my little girl. And that's when he goes into full Chuck Norris mode and just kind of ends it right there.
Yeah, but who died?
So he beats up David Carradine. They think it's over. David Carradine gets up one last time. He's got a gun, and he's going to shoot Chuck Norris. But before he can shoot Chuck Norris's side chick runs out in front of him. She's like, no, don't. And she's the one who ends up getting shot.
And then I think she professes her love to him.
Yeah, and she's like, oh my God, I love you. I've known you for 4 days. And she dies.
And she dies. And then Chuck Norris like really let him have it.
Yeah. How did he end up killing him?
Um,
Oh, no. Okay, so
Did
Chuck Norris chases David Carradine into a building that has like all these like gasoline tanks in front of it,
yeah.
and then he throws a grenade, runs out, and the whole building blows up with David Carradine in it. And that's how he
Chuck
kills him.
Norris fashion.
Yep.
If you watch any of his other movies, he blows up a lot of people. Like at the end, that's like his finishing move. He's like,
Got in with an explosion.
he does. He'll kill people with a rocket launcher and grenades. I think he even lights like. I think in one movie he does that thing where he lights like the trail of gasoline on fire. Yeah, he's very He's very like dramatic when it comes to how he kills like the bad guys. So, okay, so then the movie like starts winding down, and then don't they get like an award or they get something like a medal or something? I thought that was something like at the very very end they're at like a thing. And the girl, the wife, whatever she, baby mama is there, the daughter's there, Chuck Norris is there, all the cops, all the rangers are there, and then they're like, oh, we're gonna go eat lunch.
No, they're gonna see their new house.
Oh yeah, they're gonna move into their new house. Their family, like the whole family's gonna move in together. And then, what happens?
His partner comes up in a car. He's like, there's a holdup at the bank. There's a robbery. There's hostages. And Chuck Norris is like, it's my day off. I can't. But his partner's like, please, they need you. Chuck Norris, there's hostages. And he looks at him, and then he looks at his daughter and his baby mama, and he looks at him, and he looks at his daughter and his baby mama, and he's like, you said there's hostages? He's like, yes, there's hostages. And so Chuck Norris goes with him to go save the hostages.
He's like, I gotta go, honey.
I'll see you later.
Go ahead and get the U-Haul and unpack all our S, and I'll see you tonight when it's all set up. I'm gonna go kill some hostages or kill some terrorists.
And the baby mama's like she knows this always happens to her. When she needs him, he can't be there because he has to be there for everybody else.
It's like he wasn't there when she was born. He wasn't there when she was conceived.
No, I think he was there when she was conceived.
He wasn't. He's not going to be here now when she moves into the fancy house. You know? But that was it. And then it ends with, like, Chuck Norris taking off in his dirty-ass Bronco and the other dude following him, and they're off.
Yep.
Lights and the sirens
bank.
blaring, and they're off to the bank. And
Save the hostages.
the end. The lone wolf rides again.
Yep.
So, okay, what do you think?
How am I rating this? Like, we give it 5 skulls, right? It's been a while since I've watched a movie. I'm going to give it 3 out of 5 skulls.
Okay, that's not too bad.
I'm gonna give it 3, just because I didn't want to be too hard on it. It was my first movie. I thought the storyline was decent overall in regards to, like, the terrorists and the plot and the guns and everything. I didn't like the love story part. I thought that was too cliche, so that didn't do well for me.
Okay.
But I thought the fighting was good. And I thought the characters were good. Not necessarily Chuck Norris's character, because to be honest, Chuck Norris didn't even talk a whole lot in that movie. Like, he really doesn't.
He's a lone wolf. He's not used to talking to people.
Yeah, so he really doesn't talk a whole lot.
He talks with his fists.
Yeah. But I liked some of the other characters. I liked his partner a lot. His partner was funny because he cursed a lot. There was the retired guy from the beginning. He was funny.
Mm-hmm.
So I liked some of the other characters. I liked the explosion.
Dakota. His name was Dakota in the movie.
Yeah, Dakota was cool. I liked all the gunfights. Like, I like gunfights. I like the gunfire, so I enjoyed that. I wish, you know, either Chuck Norris needed a more emotional character, which I guess can't happen for this movie. So fight scenes, explosions, gave it 3 stars. The rest was lacking, so that's why it's missing 2.
So, okay, you've seen one Chuck Norris movie. Mm-hmm. Would you watch another?
I would.
Okay.
I would. I want to see his acting more, just because I know he can do fight scenes. He can blow people up. I want to hear him talk more and act. Does he not do that in any other movie?
I don't know. I don't know if he's ever, like, really talked.
I'm not asking him to. I don't need him to, like, have this full-on, like, Oscar-worthy moment, but I want to hear him have a conversation for a few minutes.
He doesn't have Oscar-worthy moments, I'll tell you that much. But no, so overall, okay.
3 out of 5 skulls.
Okay, I'm introducing you. I've been introducing you to films, you know, of a different genre. So far, you've watched Roadhouse. Mm-hmm. You've watched Spaceballs.
Spaceballs.
And now you've seen Chuck Norris in Lone Wolf McQuade. Of those 3, what's your favorite?
Roadhouse.
Okay, so we're Roadhouse 1, Lone Wolf 2, and then
Spaceballs 3.
Spaceballs 3. Okay, but hey, look, we've managed to
I'm
educate
getting
you.
cultured, guys.
You are getting cultured. So now when I say stuff, you're like, oh, I remember that.
I saw that movie.
I saw that old movie. So okay, see, look at you. You're like, I'm very, very proud of you.
Thank you.
Very proud of you. I'm doing things here. We're doing things here.
If you guys have any suggestions on what movie I should watch next, send us a message, leave a comment, give me a call.
Yes,
just kidding.
Give us comments on movies that you think she needs to watch. Now, before too long, we're going to get into that Fast and the Furious franchise, but good Lord, there's like 9 of them, 8, 9. The sneak preview or the teaser trailer comes out tomorrow for 9.
Because there's those, and then there's that Hobbs and Shaw movie, right?
Yeah, you're not missing anything there.
Oh, okay.
You don't have to worry about Hobbs and Shaw.
Okay, that's a commitment before I start that.
I know. So, well, I don't know what's going. I think we're still going.
We're still going.
Are we still going?
The delay's confusing, guys. We're still
okay.
getting used to it.
Yeah, we're still
Just so
getting used
you
to
know, live TV is never truly live. There is a delay.
There is a delay. So we're here at the local game store. You guys are able to see what goes on now at the local game store. And as we evolve with this, you guys are going to get to see more angles. You're going to get to see what goes on here. But right now, we got what do we got in here? Like 14, 15 people, looks like?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's it. Yeah,
and
almost 20 people.
They're enjoying some games. You can't see it, but to the right of the camera angle right now.
I can move the camera. Give me that camera.
Oh yeah, I forget we're wireless.
Give me that camera. Oh my God, we're gonna do something fun. Watch. Okay,
Oh
so
my
here's
God,
the
we're
camera.
gonna show them everything at the game store.
Okay, so switch it to this camera.
It is on that camera, supposedly. On Facebook, it's saying it's at that camera. There, see, there it goes. See, it's in a delay. Remember, it's a delay.
Oh, you didn't switch it.
I did switch it. That's that camera.
Sorry, guys, we're arguing on live.
So, no. Okay, as you can see over here to our right is Smash Brothers. You have Super Smash Brothers going on here. Right next to it, you have a really big projector. And, you know, when there's tournaments and stuff going, that's where they have their scores. Right in front of us, you have a lovely group of people playing. Tonight is Magic the Gathering Commander. So they're in the middle of that. And there's a little back at the back where we were recording our shows for a while. There is there's like a scorecard or a scoreboard. I don't quite know how they score this. So I don't know what I'm saying is accurate or not. But as you can see, they got games, they got cards, they got a snack.
They got concessions.
Yeah, they have a concession.
They got food.
So, you know,
You won't be hungry.
you guys come out here to the local game store here in Richardson. Come hang out with us when we record our show. You guys are more than welcome to be here. We will encourage a live audience. And at the same time, you're going to get to hang out with us and get some snacks and just have a good time. You know, we're here every Thursday night. Or one day when we'll switch to days again.
It's really Sergio's schedule.
It is my schedule. So there we are. Look at us. So I think that's going to wrap us up now.
Yeah, thanks for going on that journey with us.
Yes, thanks for being the guinea pig.
Yes.
Part 2.
Can only get better from here. We'll
It can.
practice.
It can, and we have. You know, this is year 3, girl. We got multi-camera angles and everything.
Should wait till we get even more cameras.
So that's going to wrap us up. You see all of our information in the top right-hand corner. How you can reach us. How you can reach the local game store. Down there at the bottom, you got our information for Young Ideas Dish Network. They are a dish provider, premium local provider. They got all your dish needs, and they do satellite internet, and they also do alarm systems for your house.
Oh.
A little bit of everything.
Snap.
Yeah, give them a call. Tell them you saw us on Law and Disorder. And at the same time, we got East Texas Championship Wrestling. Cannot wait for the live wrestling to come back so that we can show you these live camera angles with in-your-face wrestling. And then Ace Remodeling and Texas Soundworks.
You got him.
So on behalf of all them and ourselves, we are Law and Disorder, and we'll holler at you guys next time.
Bye, guys.
Latest.